Hey, TechCloud, welcome back to our first installment for 2020. So, as you guys know, my name is Vanessa, and as you've seen, that what has impacted our global world to this day is COVID-19, and the impacts of that has caused significant shift, potentially permanent shift towards home working. So, we've got Truong and Jimmy here with us today. From the from our remote working stations. So I wanted to hear from both of you. Could you both talk us through your roles and what that involves on a high level?
Yeah, sure. So, Vanessa, thanks for that introduction. Just to let everyone know, we're social distancing, so we're not in the same room. We're remotely away from each other. So,
Right.
just to point off. So, yeah, the whole reason, I guess, for remote working, I guess, in IT, yeah, social distancing. The role I'm in at the moment, when we switched over from working from home to in the office, there wasn't a massive shift because this shift in terms of where I was or the companies I've been working for, it's already started. The work from home was always an option for the last 7 years. It's just gone to the next level because of what the crisis is or what's happening. In terms of my role hasn't changed. Like working from home and working in the office. The only one thing that's slightly different is the dependency on, I guess, the internet and the speed and the quality of it. In terms
Yeah.
of the role itself, yeah, I'm still using the phone. I'm using Skype. I'm
Mm.
using Blue Jeans, which is an application the company uses, and also something like Slack, which is Mattermost, which has
Yeah.
everyone that I'm working on the project, and you sing out, you tag people on these chats, and you get a reply. So, so it hasn't really affected in terms of what I do. The project I'm working on, say, is a data center migration, creating two new data centers. So we're not at the site anyway. We were doing everything from remotely from the office or home, regardless. So in terms of the change, the only one change I can say is the social aspect. Not not going to
Yep.
lunch with your peers. Go for coffees, going to the gym. So we miss all that little connection where you have your workmate next to you, helping you out with your reps. Buying coffees for each other.
Yeah.
And I guess I don't promote smoking, but yeah, smoke breaks for the people that need it and are stressed out. So yeah. How about you,
So have
Jimmy?
you been in Zoom parties and house party app
Yeah.
to facilitate your social aspects?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. We have had I have had moments where we used FaceTime. FaceTime is pretty good for non-technical people. A lot of my family have iPhones, so literally it was really easy to connect to one. There's no application you have to download. It's literally if you have an iPhone, you can connect. And I guess with families too, like I'm finding that we connect even more now. It's strange. Like you always have
Yeah.
that opportunity to go visit your cousin, visit your brother or sister, but you always have that in mind, right? So it might take 1 or 2 months.
Yeah.
And now we're in a situation where we're stuck at home. The phone and the computer and the internet is allowing us to touch base, and I, I find it's like a reset button to all the relationships you have.
Yeah, pretty much. So Jimmy, from your perspective, talk us through your role and then kind of, how remote working has changed that, whether before the
So
pandemic.
yeah, I guess my role is probably similar to Truong's in that remote working was always an option even before this. So there was a period of time where I had to work from Melbourne for a while, and there was no problems. There was no issues for me getting access to anything. But I guess my role is in the networking space. So we support all of the infrastructure for this remote working. So I guess it has changed in that there is more pressure on us to keep the lights on and keep everything working as smoothly as possible. But in terms of remote working, yeah, there's nothing that I can't access remotely. The only thing that has changed is obviously any physical work that needs to be done can no longer happen. So it's quite restricted in that. So
Do
I guess
you,
that's on pause for the time being.
yeah, do you think that's different because you guys are from IT backgrounds versus other organizations that potentially may not already be adapting to remote working?
I think most companies should have at least some sort of remote working setup in this age. There shouldn't be any. I mean, if they don't have any, that's I'll be very surprised, because
Yeah.
it's just something that companies should provide these days.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to answer
absolutely. So
your
what do
question, Vanessa, sorry. To answer your question, yeah, definitely. Like we have so I support a lot of the business parts of the company that I work for, and those guys, I guess,
you
those groups, they haven't had a long standing of working from home, and they have 6 months now. So they're finding it a little bit different, because I guess myself and Jimmy we work a lot of hours, and it's not always viable to go in the office after like a long graveyard shift or something. Definitely the positions where we're in, because we're in IT,
yeah,
it's more I guess more common for IT background workers, but non-IT workers definitely, yeah,
yeah,
definitely see differences from what I heard. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. So what do you think has been the biggest challenge for remote working, and do you think that startups and tech companies operating on connectivity will gain substantial growth uh, from this pandemic? So names such as Slack and Zoom, which are kind of the hot topics right now, what are your views on those?
Yeah, I'll go first, Jimmy. So I find that with I guess my network, I'm finding a lot of startups failing. It's because their project or their companies are really early stages, right? This is from my experiences. I feel that in early stages there needs to be collaboration every day, because you're dealing with a lot of I guess geniuses that haven't been in the corporate world, and they think, I guess, they have a view of certain things, and not having like a business or some sort of authority to I guess push that skill set into a direction where you're showing results, and you're achieving your goals. Yeah, things can spiral really quickly. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I guess I can name a couple of companies that I've seen, I guess, on my LinkedIn feed that have gone belly up during this crisis. And that's I guess that's the comments I'm getting from, I guess, people that have been in that area, and yeah, and and they just struggle. They struggle to find the momentum, right? So I think when you're in the same building, I guess, like, there's that human connection that pushes you forward. With bigger organizations, they have all this structure in place already. So regardless, they have like PMs, certain criteria, critical paths to projects, and it's because there's a road that's built already. With startups, there's no road that's built. It's just the wilderness, and they need to work together to build that road. So
Yeah,
I don't think it's 100% on the remote working. I guess it's the economy in general.
yeah,
Everything has come to a halt, so I guess a lot of businesses don't have the same amount of investment money to put into whatever things to work on, or if the industry is just hospitality, for example, is just crashed. So I guess partly that, and then I guess partly what you said is small companies don't have also, I guess, the infrastructure in place to support this amount of remote working. So that's it's going to be difficult for them to stand everything up in this short amount of time.
so do you think organizations will likely shift to permanent home remote working, given the fact that a lot of the employees don't necessarily need to come in to the office?
I think there'll be a lot more investment, I guess, into the infrastructure for remote working moving forward. I guess companies would, um, I'm sure, will learn from this experience and be prepared in case there is another one. But yes, remote working. I know for some industries, remote working is obviously not possible. I guess
Yeah,
more so in the corporate space, um, it is definitely possible, and I think there will be more drive in that space. But permanent working from home, I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. But I guess it's definitely going to be shipped. But I think permanent is going to take a while.
So on that note, what do you guys both use to stay socially involved with your friends and family? So what are some of the tools that you've been using to, I guess, support your mental health and also the social aspects?
FaceTime. FaceTime. WhatsApp.
Clearly Zoom between us.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
We were using this last year, the year before. So so I guess we were ahead of the time. So
Yeah, absolutely. It was great chatting with you guys today about remote working. So thank you guys and our viewers out there for tuning in today. And we'll continue to share with you more trending topics in tech and new ideas to keep you safe and keep you connected. So please drop us a note on TechCloudTV@gmail.com if you wanted to collaborate, and if you want us to share a specific topic or discuss any specific topics of interest, just let us know. So we're in this together and we're here to support you guys going forward. We look forward to seeing you soon. Signing out, Vanessa.
that guys.